Ask yourself this question, guys. Do you want to work for the algorithm or yourself? Let me know. Let's get into it. Now, I first want to start the video with a shout out to a subscriber of mine. Her name is Nadia Dubinina. Hopefully I got that right. She's got a channel about solopreneuring and travel vlogs, stuff like that. In her latest video, she talked about how you really don't want to be boring on YouTube. And in the video, she went through how she's kind of bored looking through the browse section of YouTube. And so am I. And I bet you that most of you out there, you're doing the same thing. You're probably constantly scrolling through the same things over and over that the algorithm is going to give you, okay? And what everyone you see on that browse screen is doing is they're working for the algorithm. Just like they're working for the man, working 9 to 5. It's the exact same thing, no different. So you got to ask yourself, do you want to work for the man or work for yourself? Because it's interesting, a lot of YouTubers, they talk about how they're planning on, leaving their job and doing YouTubing full time. Why? Why do you want to do that? I would hope that it would be to work for yourself, right? Work for yourself and enjoy what you do and try to share what you want to share, not what the algorithm wants you to share, right? We see this all the time on, what is YouTube today? It's honestly, it should be called reaction tube because half the YouTubers out there are doing reaction videos. And the algorithm's going to push podcast videos, and the algorithm's going to push, the latest political news, or the algorithm's going to push streaming gaming or game shows like AKA Mr. Beast. The product name itself is YouTube. YouTube, meaning you. It's not about your audience. It's about you, what you want to convey and share. And that's why browsing through the YouTube browse window is boring now. It's boring because you see the same old thing every single time. Honestly, I get bored of it. I'm just like, I'm always looking for interesting content and it's hard to find. Now, obviously, if you click on any of these videos like podcasts or reactions, the algorithm's just going to feed you more and more and more of that type of content. But that is what's popular. And that's what people are watching out there. So they're not watching YouTube, they're watching reaction tube or podcast tube. That's what's happening. It's the same as linear television. It's kind of boring at the end of the day. So, if you want that freedom, if you plan on becoming a YouTuber, don't fall into the trap of the algorithm. The algorithm's going to push you into the reaction videos, or it's going to push you into podcasting, or feeding the news, the daily news, the drama. I do it from time to time. I'll throw out, a political news, maybe it's on Elon Musk or Donald Trump, whatever it is. But I'm going to stick true to my roots. I want to stick true to what I started this channel for, wisdom and guidance for my children and my audience. Okay, and what I like to talk about. I also do vlogs too. I definitely recommend that. It's good for the soul to come back to what you are and what you want to share in your life. What are you feeling? What are your thoughts? What'd you do yesterday? Did you go out partying? And then what'd you do today? Did you go to the pool? Share those with your audience. That way you can look back on your channel and be like, man, I'm proud of what I did. I didn't fall for the trap of the reaction tube or the podcast tube. You guys have seen it. You've seen the browse window just become boring. You'll scroll to infinity until you find something interesting because everyone follows the same trap. They're going to work for the algorithm instead of for themselves. So what's the point, guys? You want to work for the 9 to 5 and just continue what the algorithm's gonna need to feed itself? Or do you want to just do you? Be a YouTuber. YouTube. Okay? So, that's my thoughts now. After doing 150 videos, I've been realizing this is that I got to do me and not worry so much about, my audience. I do care about my audience, but I don't want to cater to the algorithm. I want to cater to what I want to share. I want to cater to what my community is talking about as well. because they might want to talk about something that's not going to go hyper viral on, you know, the YouTube algorithm. So be aware of that. You know, don't chase virality. I had one video go viral, and to be honest, I did like one other video just to see if I could get more traction, but I feel like if I would have kept going down that path and getting more viral videos in that nature, I would have been miserable. Okay, I would have been miserable because I would have been trying to do content on a daily or a weekly basis that I didn't like, that I didn't enjoy. I even had one of the guys in my stock group, he mentioned like another YouTuber that does like charts, you know, these stock traders, they review the charts and they do technical analysis. And he said, why don't you do that? That's hot. And I'm like, do I really want to do stock trading analysis every day? I might do it from time to time. You know, I'm pretty good at reading the chart. I know where like the highs and lows are typically going to be, but do I want to do that on a daily basis just to satisfy the algorithm? I don't think so. You know, you got to do what you want and what you're passionate about. Otherwise, you're going to get burned out and you're going to quit. You're going to quit YouTube at the end of the day. And I don't want to see you do that. You want to be happy in your job. I mean, I'm pretty happy in my job at doing software development. If I'm in the vibe and I'm passionate about what I'm building, you know, hammering out feature after feature and happy about it, I'll stay there and I won't quit early. And that's the way you need to be about YouTube. You got to be passionate about what you're doing. You got to be happy at the end of the day. So don't be a slave to the algorithm. Be yourself. Be a YouTuber. So anyways, that's my thoughts for the day. And yeah, if you guys like the content, like and subscribe. And if you could, take a look at my previous video. And everyone, have a great day. Thanks.